Hey guys, it's Robert again from Australian Camping and Four Wheel Drives. So today we're heading out here, we're out near Urbanville, and we're heading out here to a private campground to do some of our driver awareness training with the Mitsubishi Four Wheel Drive Club. We've got 3 people this weekend who are doing some training, and essentially what our training involves a theory session where you'll come together and they sit down and they go through all the theory stuff that you need to go through, and then they have a practical, and they do that over a weekend. So we're coming out this weekend. We'll be doing our the practical session with the guys and showing them the ropes, and it helps them get a feel for using their four-wheel drive, and generally you come out feeling a lot more confident in knowing, you know, and how you can actually go four-wheel driving and all that type of stuff. So guys, we'll show you what happens this weekend, and I hope you enjoy it. All right then.
For this first part here, we're getting the guys to drive down to an area that the guys have set up, and they're going to be doing some stuff on wheel placement. So we're going to be showing them where their wheels are actually located. So it's an exercise whereby you drive around, you drive up to a timber block, and you've got to put your wheel, depending on which wheel the guys ask you to park over it on it, you get that wheel up on top of it. So that's what's actually going to be happening here. So we'll have a listen to them and see what they've got to say about it first.
There's 2 objects of the exercise here, not that it matters much for any of you guys, just to check where you're seated in the car so that you've got a good commanding vision of the car and where it's going. But mostly this exercise, in what we're doing, it's pretty important that you have your wheels where you want them to be. And so what we'll be doing is we'll be getting you guys to run over, and one of the instructors or somebody will call out on each of these blocks which wheel we want you to put on the block, and then stop the car on that block. So that hopefully you'll know exactly where your wheels are, which is frightfully important.
Right on the edge, missed it. Left front on that one. Just right there. Missed it. Yep.
Missed it.
Spot on, mate, spot on.
When you're going off-road and you're going through some twisty turning tracks, and you need to know where your wheels are all the time, when you go around some corners, the back wheels are going to move in more than what you think. So we'll just do this little bit of a demo to let you know, show you where things end up when you go around. Okay, just take it away, hard right hand down and go. I'll tell you when to stop.
Very hard right hand down.
Hard right, keep going, hard.
Very hard, very hard.
So how do you think that went, mate?
Yeah, great.
Yeah?
I missed the hat.
You missed my hat.
Everyone else is angry, but I bet you're happy.
Oh, I'm very happy that he missed my hat. So he did a good job.
Cheers.
So after this, we went off to have a look at doing hill stall recovery, which is an important part of four-wheel driving as well.
First thing you do is you're going along in a track, and you become stuck on the side of the hill. You've either chosen the wrong gear or lost traction or whatever, and this is the safest way of getting you back down. First thing we do is put your foot on the brake, of course. Don't touch the clutch, stall the vehicle. So just brake only, foot on the clutch. So it's foot brake, hand brake. next thing is you check your front wheels, because sometimes going up a gnarly hill like this one, you might have been doing this to get some bite with the side biters on your tyres. So you make sure that your tyres are straight so that when you come back down, you come back down straight, because if your tyres are like that and you start to come back down, you're going to swing. So foot brake, hand brake, check tyres. Next thing is to check behind the vehicle, make sure there's no kids, dogs, holes, logs, tree trunks, cameramen, all that sort of stuff.
Don't worry about the camera, I'm just playing.
And then and only then, put the foot on the clutch and put it into reverse. There will be, how do you know it's in reverse? There's probably about 3 different things. There's an audible clunk in these particular vehicles. Secondly, someone could be outside the vehicle saying, oh, your lights are on, or your reverse lights are on. And I think the third one is, you'll know when it's not in gear because you'll start to move pretty quickly. But, so foot brake, hand brake, check wheels, check rear, stick it in reverse. Then next bit is your foot's still on the foot brake. Slowly release the hand brake and slowly lift your foot off the foot brake. The car should be holding on the side of the hill with its engine compression. At that point, your left hand on the steering wheel, either looking down through the vehicle if you can, or using your mirrors, turn the ignition key and the vehicle will come down, will start and come down in reverse. That way, you've got control of the vehicle, it's not running wildly down the hill in neutral or something like that. Foot brake. Okay, foot brake, hand brake, check wheels. Yeah, they're right. Check behind the vehicle.
Bloody tinted window.
Hand brake, oh sorry, reverse gear. Trunk.
Yep.
Let's clutch out again.
Yeah.
Lights are on, but nobody's home.
Okay, hand brake off slowly. Foot brake off slowly. Left hand on the steering wheel, right hand on your key. And away you go.
We got you to go home. We're quite happy that you've learned a lot, and confident enough to go away. That's it.
A little bit of the story here and why it is a requirement on quite a few trips is if you're following somebody on a trip and you're following them up a hill and they haven't known this procedure and then they go through and just simply put the car in a neutral or just declutch it and just slide back down the hill out of control, then the person behind them is the one that's possibly going to suffer as an end result. So that's why it is a requirement on trips and that sort of thing.
So the next thing the guys did is they sat down and had a talk about tyre pressures and the next challenge that the guys had where they had to do this hill climb. So the guys start off by letting the tyres down and then they went and did the hill climb. So I'll show you some of that now.
what we're going to do is we're going to get Paul to just pull away, and the minute the strap comes taut, I want Tony to start driving, and as soon as Tony is up, I want him to beep his horn when he's clear of the obstruction, so that Paul knows to stop his car so we don't drive over the strap. Okay, Dad?
Yep, got it. Thanks.
Okay, on the count of 1, 2, 3, we'll go. 1, 2, 3. Drive, drive. One of the golden issues, the safety rules of a snatch strap is you need to be at least 1.5 times the distance of the strap away from the strap. Never walk over the strap. If you have to walk over, you walk around that vehicle or walk around that vehicle. Once it's hooked up, if one end's loose or undone, it's fine, because one vehicle can just roll away. If that vehicle had sort of slipped all its gears or whatever and just started to roll that way, and as you stepped over it, you might have to answer to a higher authority.
Or I'll become a neuter.
Yes.
I'll be a eunuch rather than a male.
That's correct.
So that's the idea. That's the safety side of it. They do have a fair bit. Some of them will stretch to 1/3 of their length again. Some of the cheaper ones, the good ones, you tend to stretch 20-25%. So it's a fair bit of distance when you've got an 8-metre strap. Once the way it works is that you can also have one person in charge of the recovery. The worst thing you can do is, especially in a club or an outing with a half a dozen other blokes, and everybody's talking at once, all they're going to do is fluster the drivers. So don't do that. One person does all the talking. We've had situations where, you know, and people are just yelling in the car, do turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right. And the poor old bloody driver, he's just sweating chips, you know. I don't know what to do. So you need to tell everybody to shut up and appoint one person to do the recovery. Second thing is make sure that both vehicles are safe, make sure they've got proper recovery points, make sure you're using rated shackles, both ends, make sure you're using a proper snatch strap. They usually have the amount that they can pull on a tag inside the loop. Macca and I have probably done quite a few recoveries over the years because we do rally recovery stuff.
Says Aldi special.
And
You're not cycling.
I hope not.
and
MBS is 8,000 kilos.
that's all right. I think you'll find that it's probably a 75mm strap, so
Yeah.
8,000 is about that.
Yeah.
When you go up to the 100mm strap, it's 100, be 10,000 kilos. And the narrower the strap, the less kilos it is anyway.
So the next bit of training was to take the guys to a section where they had to learn a little bit more about wheel placement and how to actually overcome certain obstacles which were in their pathway. So we'll have a look at that now, guys.
Keep on that nose. That's a boat. Beautiful. Well done. Yep, keep going. Keep going. There you go, that's right. Nice and gentle, there you go, slowly. That's it, keep on. Straight to that, mate. Cool that. It's a bit of a shocker.
He'll slide on this, hey mate.
The next day.
So this is day 2, guys, and it's raining. It hasn't rained in ages, and yeah, she started raining last night. We thought it probably would. There was a pretty high prediction that it would rain, and yeah, so we're setting up. Probably head off home today, and yeah, we've got people here walking around, going getting their breakfast, and got the guys behind us as well. So they'll probably just finish this off, you know, later on. They'll do an extra trip somewhere, and they'll finish off the driver awareness program then. But yeah, it's been a good weekend. We've enjoyed it. Pity about the rain. Unfortunately, out here the soil turns to a real black mud, slippery. I've been out here before, and it can get quite bad. Got to challenge it. It's got some love bumps on it to prove it. So yeah. But anyway, guys, we'll probably catch you next episode.